Hey guys, welcome. Today we have a Dota Underlords patch review. This is the August 23rd patch with the tweak to Juggernaut. Well, they said tweak, but mainly they meant nerf to the brownies because they've been going everywhere. And people are getting a little annoyed at them. They're like hoping for a nerf, and here we are. With the UI changes, nothing too special, I think. The level up, etc. Those are good improvement, and we'll be focusing on the gameplay. So, adjust the hero tier distribution curve. So what I mean by that is the tier 5 and tier 4 unit rates are going to be increased with each level, even at level 7 range, I believe. We'll go through that as well. The tier 4 units pool increased 20 per hero. So what that means is the chance of finding tier 4 units increased because of the rate and also because of the amount of units in the pool. And that is massive. It used to be 15 per hero, now it's 20. So that is an increase of 25%. So that's quite sizable. So they really want us to find some 3-star heroes. And so the 3-star tier 4 heroes is going to be interesting. We rarely see those, now we can see more of them. XP is given before the shop refreshes at the start of the round. If you get a level at the end of the round, you shop for the next round now based off the new level. That's what should be happening. That's what I've been telling everyone that's supposed to be happening. Now if finally it's confirmed, that's great. Now this is great and this is interesting because this was a place that I was about to change into, but then it just changed it. So this is the blacklisting mechanism. How it used to work is it used to work with the free refreshes with the auto refresh. What's going to happen is with the blacklisting mechanism, the new one, the free rolls we get at the start of each round no longer use this mechanism, which is good, but the rerolls and the free and paid ones will use this one. So it's going to be more like when we press the refresh button, this is going to happen. But if we don't press it, the normal rolls at the start of each round does not include this. This is good for two reasons. Allow for us to pick a variety of units if we don't plan on using the free rerolls, and also allow us to know that when the blacklist will start, because that's the moment we start rolling by clicking the roll button. So it's more like self-controlled. Before it was just you can't buy a units you don't plan to use. Now we can buy a few, maybe ogres, maybe anti-major, maybe I plan to go into demons. So this allows options to be opened. So I like this change because I was about to adjust to the previous change with the blacklisting, but now this is changed back. Let's have a look. Doom's disables Brawny health buff. I think they really want to show that, hey guys, the Doom is going to, it's going to counter the brownies. Keep that in mind. We know that, and now they have confirmed it. So Doom not only disables passives, alliance, also brownies health buff, which is very important. So Doom is a massive counter to brownies. Juggernaut, now it's a tier 3 unit. Notice there's no stats change, and now the blade field will activate if there's at least one enemy in range, which is great because he also attacks through blade fury with the procs of items. He crits, he procs lightnings, he stuns. So other than that, there's no stats gain for Juggernaut. He was a 2 tier hero, now he moved to tier 3 with no stats guy. So that is definitely a nerf to brownies. Much harder to find Juggernaut, and there's so many good tier 3 units. Juggernaut does not fare well with seeing those units. His damage wise is not bad, but the likelihood of him going to 2-star is lower because there's less tier 3 units around. So overall, this is definitely a nerf to brownies. But knowing that Juggernaut is nerfed, most of us can find Juggernaut to 2-star if we want to play brownies. We can still go for the 3-star Beastmaster, which is the core of the brownie. Axe is just a starter. Beastmaster is the center, while Juggernaut is the off carry, or basically the off tank. So in that sense, I can't wait to test Juggernaut, and I think the buff to his blue fury is good, but the change to tier 3 is a massive nerf. Shadow Shamans. Voodoo now no longer be casting on already hexed enemy, which is good, because we play Shamans, and Shadow Shaman is likely going to hex a chicken while they already chickened because of the Shamans. So now it's just a better eye for Shamans, which is not bad, and Shadow Shaman is not the most used unit, so it's a slight improvement. And of course, I'm sure most of us have seen this table, so let me scroll over here. Let's get some water. I'm a big fan of numbers, and we do plan on leveling depending on the curve of rates. So we can see at the start, level 1 to level 3, no, it's gonna happen in a few rounds at the start. So the focus will be starting from level 4 up to level 10. We likely won't get level 10 and plus, so we focus on level 4 to level 10. We can see that for the tier 1 rates, it starts to change on level 6 and it keeps changing. It keeps going lower and lower. So this is the white ones are the new rates, the gray ones are the old rates. We can see that those rates are going lower, and where those rates going to transition, it's going to go on to the tier 4 and tier 5 rates, because it's only 100% rate to go around. You have to reduce one side to increase the other side. We can see that the level 4, so tier 1 is okay. The main focus will be tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then we'll look at tier 5. We can say the for level 4 and level 5, it's still the same rate at 35%. So if we want to roll for the tier 2 units, this is still the best time to find your Timber Saws, Queen of Pain, Morphling, and Beastmaster. Now, the tier 3 rates. This is a small increase from 23% to 25%, and the tier 3 rates stays the same at 30%. The only change is at level 9, tier 3 rates is reduced, and also tier 2 is reduced, which all goes to tier 4 and tier 5. So, this is favoring us to be rolling at level 8 or level 7 for the tier 1 to tier 3 units to 3-star, and then if we want the higher tier units, we should go to level 8 or level 9 to roll for those. Let's have a look at the new changes for tier 4. Level 6. So, level 5, we no longer get tier 4 rates, which is okay, because some people get super lucky with the tier 4, and it just kind of breaks the early game. So that's okay to remove that, so we lose the 2%. We get 10% at level 6, 15 and 20% at level 8, which is very high. Previously, you get 20% at level 9, so it's already pretty high for tier 4, and knowing that there's 5 more units in the pool for tier 4 units, this is quite a sizable increase to the tier 4 unit find, and we're likely to look for some 3 stars in tier 4 now. If the gold and economy allows, that is. The main focus will be the tier 5. We can see that level 8, it used to be 1%, now it's 5%. This is like 500% increase, 5 times increase. So previously, we have to be level 10 to have 6%. Now at level 8, you almost enjoy the previous level 10 rate for tier 5 units. This is absurdly scary, because before it was the legendary meta where everyone rushed to level 8 and level 9 to find some legendaries, and all of a sudden they're super strong. Now what's likely to happen is people are going to be level 8 and start rolling, and they're going to build up a few legendaries. It's good, but it's also scary because, you can just see a 2-star Gyrocopter, 2-star Enigma, 2-star Lich flying around. And that is going to benefit builds. A build, especially in my mind, is going to be mages, because mages enjoy higher tier 4 unit rates and also massively for higher tier 5. They can use a Lich, they can use Gyrocopter, and mages can try to use techies with the Heartless as well. So that's already 3. You can use the Enigma for the Shaman mages, and lastly, Medusa is a good stunner for the mage if you build her into 2-star. The only thing is, mages can't use the troll a lot, but that's okay because that's one of the legendaries. Other than that, I think this might bring back the trolls, because if you play the troll, you go to level 8, you search for your trolls, all of a sudden you might have 4 trolls. Overall, this whole change of the rates are going to shift the meta of the game. Now, at the moment, most people are rolling for 3 stars at level 6 and level 7, which used to be slightly punished as they have lower rates of tier 4. Now, rolling at level 6 and level 7 is justifiable. I will very rarely to go to level 8 to be rolling, I think, unless I want to get lucky with the tier 5. Most of the time, I'll probably stay on level 7 to be rolling, especially for my knight composition, which is going to bring knights back. So that's something I want to have a look. Overall, this is a good change, because this allows more variety, because previously there was such a focus on tier 1 to tier 3 units. Now this brings back tier 4 and tier 5 units. Want to see how the meta is going to shift in the next few days, and I plan to have a few guide and tier list for us that's after the patch. So super excited for that. Now if we look at the Templars, this is where the higher class criminal comes in handy. This is the item that is tier 5, and this is a little awkward. I think they should bring this item back to tier 4 at least, because no one really picks that when you get a tier 5 item. So, overall for this update, there were 2 major changes. One of the less major change was the Juggernaut going to tier 3. That's going to affect the warrior timing, but not that much, but also affect the brownie timing quite massively. Because unlike before you find 2-star Juggernaut and 2-star Beastmaster and start snowballing, now it's a little harder for the brownies. You have to find Juggernaut and you have to find Disruptor. Likely 2-star Juggernaut and 2-star Disruptor is needed for the mid to late game. The second biggest change is the rates table. With these new rates, likely people are going to be rolling for 3 stars much earlier and finding them and then leveling up for the tier 4 and tier 5 units. So if I were to look for a normal build, I'll be rolling at level 7 or level 6. If I want a build that uses purple units, I will roll at level 8 for the highest purple unit rate, also legendary units I can use. So let me know what you guys think about this update. I am quite curious how this is going to turn out. A lot of meta is going to shift and a lot of builds are going to be becoming relevant and becoming a little irrelevant because of that. So super excited. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this guide, please subscribe on my YouTube channel for more guides and more tips to come. We plan to make a build for the Blood Bond, we plan to make a warrior build, we also plan to make some tier list for the units, alliance and items. Please also follow and subscribe to support me on Twitch as well, guys. Thank you so much for your support, everyone. So